Joining me now, Congressman Pete King, who serves as chairman of the Counterterrorism and Intelligence Subcommittee. Congressman King, thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you, Sandra.
Early this morning, you were on Fox News, and you said that you didn't want to prejudge this. Where are you now with the facts that we have about what we know happened with that airplane, the turns that it made, the plunging in elevation, the facts that we have today? Where are you on what happened here?
Yeah, the general consensus, which I agree with, is this is more and more almost definite that it's terrorism. I mean, all the evidence is leading in that direction. Until it's final, it's not final, but it's certainly going in that direction. And again, if I could make another leap of faith, I would say that it's probably an explosive that was brought onto the plane, not by a passenger, but by an insider, by somebody who worked at either that airport. This plane was also in Eritrea and Tunisia. So that, to me, is like the soft underbelly we have. That's the the insiders, that the airport workers, the vendors, anyone who has access, mechanics, anyone who has access to the plane. We have the same issue here in the United States. There's almost 1 million of those type workers, and I think we're doing a much better job of vetting than we had in the past. We had problems in the past, and at Charles de Gaulle Airport alone, I think there's more than 90,000 workers have access to the planes. And Congressman King, tell us about that, because we know at Charles de Gaulle, 70 workers were fired back in December for their ties to Islamic terrorism, to Islamic extremism. We have this June 2015 report that was laid out by Fox 25's Washington Bureau from the Homeland Security Inspector General's office. It revealed that 73 private employees at nearly 40 airports across this country were flagged for ties to terror. There are some things that are coming out of this country that can be quite scary. Could something like what we may have seen there, if indeed it was terrorism, could we see a plane brought down here like that? Yes, we could. I would say the risk is greater coming out of Charles de Gaulle than it is coming out of a U.S. airport. But yes, with almost 1 million workers, and knowing that ISIS and Al-Qaeda and Islamist terrorists do want to bring down aircraft. And it is tough. With all the criticism of TSA, it is still very tough to get a bomb onto a plane
are we doing enough,
as a passenger. Are we doing enough, Congressman King? We heard from Los Angeles Airport tonight that they are raising their counterterrorism security measures in light of this. You know, some people are asking the question, why don't we have always the tightest security measures possible at our airport? Why do we ever get lax on them? Yeah, to me, we never should, because we have to assume we're at war, and we know that ISIS wants to carry out spectacular attacks. Nothing could be more spectacular than and tragic than bring down a jet leaving the United States. And again, those airport workers, those who are behind the curtain, if you will, they are the ones we have to be most concerned about. And yes, DHS was found to be at fault as far as the workers, as far as vetting them. It's improved dramatically, but still the threat is there. And it's like when I hear an airport has raised the threat level, to me, that they should never let it down, not at an airport, especially not on workers, because they are the ones who have access, and just one of them could bring down any plane in the world. All right, Congressman King, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, Sandra. All right.